Hi, my name is iPhong, and this is not a time to open the background music of the game, and also I'm not planning to edit the background music into this video either because it's a bad news. I know it happens like a few months ago, and by the time you're watching these videos, but I finally find free times after spending 14 days of separations because this announcement happens when I don't have any free times at all, and I wasn't been free at that times. So yeah, anyways, this announcement about the temporary suspension of K-Lab Games stations. Thank you for playing Love Live Square the festival. It has been confirmed that a temporary staff members working at the headquarters of K-Lab Incorporated has been infected by this disease. Of course, in the thumbnails, I'm not gonna put the name of the disease, but of course, I'm just gonna leave these videos in raw and not editing anything. And I really want to give my thoughts and my views into this. So our priority is the safety of all our staff and employees, including the people involved with our live streams, staff, MC, major ceremonies, and guests. As a result, our weekly live stream Caleb Game Station in English, Arabic, French, Thai, Cantonese, and Mandarin are cancelled until further notice. We will let you know as soon as possible when our live streams can resume operations. We hope you continue to enjoy Love Square at the festival. And for the behind context, of course, Scale Up Games also have channel in these social medias as well as other social medias as well. And the same things with Love Square the festivals, and they also have the channel in this social media as well. But a lot of people really interested to know about Caleb games because it's a game industry, game developers, people really interested how game was made and what's the product updates, and people test playing the games. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, people really excited to see those kind of stuff, but unfortunately, um, it's not happening, and you have to like wait until they confidence enough to bring back the live stream and videos. I think Caleb Games they commonly do live streams and then leave the highlights into the videos about gaming related, of course. And yeah, another behind context about these announcements that I made these videos before about the hashtag play apart together, which is I mean you play the games every single days and then you get a rewards out of it, and it happens like really commons. But now the play apart together is not be in the goal anymore, and it just only focus on trying to get the anniversaries goal by playing the games every single days, of course. But it's really sad to see some uh, of the staff members who make the games that you enjoy the most got infected by the disease. And as I said in the beginning, I cannot say the name of the disease, but this time I can guarantee that unfortunately that the disease is becoming more stronger, and it comes to the point that by the time I was recording this video, sadly, in my home country Vietnam, we use like have zero not living, but now we have over 10 people who pass away because of the disease, and it's just really sad. And uh, uh, in the videos I made in the hashtag play a part together, I watched that videos back, and it was actually fun for me to actually share my stories on me used to be in the arcade back in Singapore. I mean, people really, really curious about what I was doing off cameras. So this time I'm gonna tell stories about my 14 days of separations. And back then, when this announcement was made, I was being separated by 14 days and doesn't have much free time to make this types of videos. So right now, I'm totally free from 14 days of separations and have enough time to make this series videos, and really want to talk about how my 14 days of separation goes. And I just don't understand why there's still types of peoples who trying to run away with and those isolated areas. I mean, in my opinions, the militaries, the nurses and doctors, they did really good jobs on um, and trying to keep people safe in the isolated areas. And we were in Hanoi capital, which is after 5 years. I haven't go back to my actual place where I was born, my actual hometown, and yeah, it was nostalgic. And I honestly like the place when I was born a lot. And we were in the special flights. I cannot tell the exact numbers of the flights, and as where I cannot say the brand name of the flights because who knows the sponsorships, and there's privacy is related, and I'm not gonna leak it on social medias and in public as well. But anyway, it's a really special flights, and because back then in Vietnam we are not ready to open any flight to go around USA yet, and as well as the same things that USA's are not ready to actually send any people back to Vietnam's yet because of the disease, of course. And yeah, at that time it was um, pretty dark, and not much flights were opens for people to come back to their home countries because of the disease. So the government has to send special flights and then trying to get people to sign up for the flights on social medias. And of course we have to pay a lot of money for the special flights to go back homes. And then we went back to Hanoi capitals, and it was really late. It's midnight, of course, and of course the airport was closed. And then once we gather all our luggage, and then we comes to the isolated areas, and we have to follow the instructions from the militaries and the nurses and doctors. And then we ended up in the military is areas actually. The isolated area is actually in the military bases actually. And it was a big military bases, and they leave us in the a room which is contains around 5 or 6 people each. And It's when the fun times begins. We begin to make friends and we begin to settle our luggage and stay there for 14 days. And it just many exchange students, and honestly, not just from where I live in Seattle, Washington, but also in many other states from USA. I mean, I make friends and who also the roommates, which is also isolated and for 14 days as well. And it was actually fun. And inside the isolated room, they also provide us the uh, toothpaste and toothbrush and hand sanitizers, even shampoo and uh, bleach for washing your clothes, and and they did really good jobs and provide so many supplies for everyone to survive through 14 days. And it was actually really fun. And not just that, I checked the bathroom in the military bases. It was clean. The water is not so hot and not so cold. And yeah, it and of course we have to separate from the urban areas, of course. And the military bases we had to isolate it. It was in the countrysides. And I mean, honestly, it was really fun. And at that time, I have to check the blood, I have to check the throat, check the nose, and also check the urinals. I mean, they check everything during the 14 days of separation. Every single day, they check the temperature as well, and trying to make sure that people don't have any symptoms of the disease to get other people's infected too. So uh, yeah, it just keep going on and going on. And I I can be honest that they did a really good jobs, and therefore they also guarantee that they will provide you a really nice meal, like one days, and they will give us like three meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinners. And they guarantees that every once we have the portions that will gives them full. I mean, yeah, honestly, the food they served to us, it was delicious. I'm not gonna lie. They cook it in the really clean kitchens. They buy food every single day, try to make the food fresh as possible, and then they guarantee that nobody will gonna have any food poisonings. That's awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We uh, got the rice, we got vegetable, we got meat, we got fish, we got beef, we got pork. I mean, come on. I mean, it's not so bad, right? And therefore, in even in the military base, we also have the football field. We also have basketball field. It's not big, of course, because of the military base, but it's still enough fun times for people to have fun there. And then in the very last days of the separations, we also have confidence to actually let people to entertain themselves by singing and dancing, and try to honestly um, mm, partying in the military base. I mean, not a big party. It's just like concert, just as concerts for people who were isolated in the military base for 14 days there. I mean, we also take disease seriously. We also wear masks, during the concerts, and uh, I mean it's just so fun there, and we make a lot of good memories. And sometimes when it was late nights, I really want to go out to the roof and trying to look at the city side, and it was actually beautiful. There's star in the skies, and there's lights in the tall buildings, and it just make you think. And that's when you will ever go back to your hometowns. And I just honestly, uh, I really enjoy my times being isolated in the military base for 14 days there. And one is over, and we got a really good news that we are all negative from infected by disease. This is 100% a good news, and we all live healthy. We all have good results, which is never happened before. I mean, honestly, it's never happened before. We get into the special flights. We wear blue suits, and it protects the whole bodies, and as well wearing glasses to protect your eyes, and wearing masks to protect in your mouth. And they did a really good job, 100% good deal. I mean, this is the reason why you really should take 14 days of separation from societies. I mean, why don't you honestly um, trying to experience there, and try to make as you feel that hey, you can make friends there, you can make memories there. I mean, uh, once you studying abroad from um, outside Vietnam or outside of any other countries, and then you come back home, and then you have to follow the isolation laws and rules, and it just makes you think that isolating it wasn't that bad. And honestly, we make really good memories there, and it just we have a lot of things to talk about. Schools, talking about societies in Vietnam, societies in US, how things are differs, and man, it just it's just sweet memories. It just uh, even though that of course militaries they makes rooms only for boys and rooms only for girls, or rooms for mix, and still we still have friends to talk about. And it just of course when you finish with your isolation and things going sad because you separated from your roommates that being isolated, and it just feels like you finish high school and you have to go on your own road, and you have a small chance to see your friends again. You have small chance to see your roommates are isolated with you again, and just feels sad, but it's still good memories. Honestly, 14 days of isolating is not bad. It's a good deal, and once you finish with the isolation, and you start to feel that it was worth it. It was actually a fun ride, and mixed emotions, and honestly, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, when I was isolated in a military base, and I want to give as many respect to militaries, many respect to nurses and doctors. They try their hardest. I mean, it never happened before. I mean, in a special flights with no one infected with the disease, like 100% safe. I mean, wow, never happened before. And also, it's a good news. Everyone's happy, especially when you come back to your home countries and you feels like I made it alive. And there's people cried as well. They tears of joy, and it just, man, many emotion there. Just in just 14 days, many memories in just 14 days. And my God, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. In the military base, they also have Wi-Fi. They also have internet, but of course, since it's a countryside, it's not that strong. Uh, yeah, of course, people just gonna tell me that, hey, why don't you make these videos in the first place immediately? But for me, well, in off cameras, I just want to say that I just want to enjoy being uh, just talking with friends in real life. I just enjoy doing something in real life and not just being lazy around and just be introvert indoors all the times. And um, of course, that when you're making videos, I've been indoors all the times. But my God, I really want to go outside, meet people. I really want to talk with people. I want to share my views with people on what do I think about USA, what do I think about Vietnam, what do I think about my favorite games, what do I think about uh, my families, and especially what do I think about health, because health is my number one priorities for this years. I call it in the beginning of this years, and want not just only me to stay healthy, not get infected by the disease, but also I want others to stay healthy as well. I don't want anyone to get infected. I don't want to get anyone to get the disease spread, because I don't want to hurt others. That is my number one priority. But yeah, anyways, honestly, this can be the simple videos just like I did in hashtag play a part togethers. But yeah, to conclude into these videos, and by the time you are watching these videos, this announcements happens in the July of 29th of July. But since at that time I was spending 14 days of isolating, so I don't have any free times to talk about this situation. But now, since I totally free from 14 days of isolations, I can make videos talking about this stuff, as well as telling you stories about how was my 14 days of isolations. So yes, anyways, it's been so many videos of me talk serious right now. I promise to use the next week will be me playing games. I'm not gonna lie, this is a spoiler actually. Next week in this channels I'm gonna play games. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for being serious and saying these announcements like this. I'm gonna be respectful and not gonna make the intro and outro that I usually do. It's not my fit for this one. I'm just gonna make a respectful intro and outro in these videos as I can. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye, and I hope you guys and girls stay healthy for this year and don't get any infections. Uh, I mean, yeah.